to be a better way for that to like slow down and StreamYard. Let us just put music on here separately from the video so that when I talk, the music can just slowly fade away and sound amazing. But no. All right, Mike, take it away.
Hi, everybody, and especially Dave, the first one here. Hey, Dave. Hi, everybody, and welcome to a kilt wearing. Matt, is that a kilt over there, or are you just happy to see me? I can't see it. Anyway, hi, everybody, welcome to a kilt wearing, Claymore swinging. You know what that means. Boing, Undertaker retiring episode of the Brothers of Discussion. Matt getting a popski from something. We're going to talk everything from this weekend's Survivor Series with AJ Styles. He's going to be a team captain. I'm the captain. I don't know why he's so fixated on that. Nobody cares about this pay-per-view, AJ. It's just you. We're going to dive into the Wednesday Night Wars. Matt, easily our favorite part of the week. And Brother Matt has once again prepared another edition of his very difficult Undertaker game. Undertaker's Time is Up. Now, is the title a work in progress? I don't know, but he's been working diligently on the game itself, and I'm wearing a hat because I pulled out all my hair, screwing up all last week's answers. Matt, as you know, it wouldn't be a week if it wasn't spicy, if it wasn't wrestling-oriented. This week was no exception. Matt, how are things at the Casa de your wife and baby and broken dog and cat and yourself?
Well, the broken dog has found some rabbit poop. There's a family of rabbits living in our backyard, so he's constantly begging to go outside so he can go eat some of that rabbit poop. I mean, I'm not sure if you're aware, but it is a well-known fact that rabbit poop is considered a delicacy in the dog community. I mean, think about the shape. You've got balls.
Are you sure they're not brown M&Ms?
I mean, I'm yet to do my holiday candy shopping, so unless he's going shopping himself, I'm pretty sure. We also have a nice gate or a fence. We've turned our community into a gated community because we bought our own and made it. But deer can't get in, so it's pretty much just Milo, especially in this cold weather, that's running around down there. So. It's definitely rabbit poop.
We had some critters this week as well, Matt. We have a new roommate. There's a little field mouse made his way into the. He didn't pick the best area to invade. He was under the bathroom or kitchen sink. There's no food under there, just chemicals. And so the next day after we found out, we put a live trap in there, the little peanut butter. He couldn't resist, and we had a pet mouse for about 24 hours. And then, and then my lady chucked him into a field somewhere. So hopefully he didn't get eaten by a hawk. But he's no longer part of our family. He's been he's been removed. We'll put it gently, but he didn't die. We didn't have a mousetrap snap his vertebrae. He is out in the field getting hunted. So,
oh, good. I was gonna say what we should have done was I don't know if I mentioned this. I think I forgot. But our rabbit's name is Fufu. If we had released him into your backyard, he would have caught the field mouse and bopped him on the head for you. So that. Only works for today because I was taking Addie around the living room and singing that, and I was having her bop the little toy that she had. So you pick up the 1-year-old little bunny foo foo hopping through the forest. Anyways, everybody, popping him on the head. I finally got I listened to the Brothers of Discussion t-shirt. It definitely makes it look like I do like some sort of pectoral workout, which none of that happens. It's just super tight. There, see, if I do that, then you go, oh yeah, he doesn't have any pecs.
Nope.
But these are available to you and yours, especially with the holidays coming up. We highly recommend that if you are looking for a holiday gift, that you buy it ahead of time because it did take quite a while to ship, and that is because it's just the reality of COVID. So I have to throw that out there, Mike.
Yeah, I had one for you. Okay, because you were making fun of how your physique. I was gonna say you look like Drew McIntyre. Okay, as you were.
Thanks.
I thought it was funnier in the moment, but
no, it's always good when you make fun of yourself and put yourself down, and then everybody else is like, "Hey, you're right."
Oh, yeah, now that you bring it up, I have some things I want to get off my chest about you.
Any hoozles. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, now that I'm just overflowing with confidence. Don't forget to head on over to bodpodcast.com, brothersofdiscussion.com. A couple of reasons. We have started blogging again. I promise that the top 10 NXT tag teams is coming out as soon as my baby girl wants to start a regular nap schedule again. But if you want to get in on the T-shirt game here, you can see I listen to the Brothers of Discussion right there on the top of the list. We've got the ladies T-shirt. We've got I'm a Sister of Discussion. Mike, I just got for our Red Wings rant show, I got this heathered red hoodie, and it is comfy as hell. It is my new favorite hoodie. So if you just want a nice hoodie, I mean, it's not we're branding it. So it's not the cheapest thing in the world, but it is the most comfortable hoodie I've ever purchased. We also have some of our brother discussion faithful have gotten their products in the mail as well. We appreciate getting those pictures. We're definitely going to share them. Amy, huge shout out because we know that you've been dressing up your baby Yoda doll in the Brothers of Discussion mask. You got to keep him safe, little guy. That's what it's all about. Got to make sure baby Yoda gets back to his family. Mike, we're going to see that tomorrow. I'm pretty excited about Ahsoka and
keep that little bastard away from your eggs. Let me tell you. An egg munching machine, that little fiend.
But yeah, it's bodpodcast.com and brothersofdiscussion.com. This is the best way to help the show because you get to clothe yourself. So,
all right.
A's all around.
And then before we get into the show, Matt, looks like you're having a beverage there.
Tiny little box.
What are you drinking over there? Hey, why am I a little box?
Hey, little guy.
Make me a normal size box.
All right, little guy. Pipe down over there.
Hey, come on.
All right.
That's not cool.
I'm drinking the Groenfell Meadery's Wild Hunt. So this is a meadery that is huge fans of Dungeons and Dragons,
Lord of the
Rings. Oh my God!
Wild Hunt.
Wait a minute. What about The Witcher? You idiot! Yeah, I'm getting there.
Have you ever played The Witcher, Matt?
No,
you would love it. You should check it out.
He's right here. That? He's always watching.
Is that Moira and her white wig? What is that?
That's Geralt.
It's not Moira.
Wig.
That's not Moira Rose.
That's Henry Cavill in his white wig.
That's Moira Rose if I've ever seen one. So I see her having some mead. Matt, I ventured out and I said, what does this rock guy know? And bam. Yeah, bought one of those. Teremana. I'm going to give this a pretty high endorsement tequila-wise because I had a sip and I was like, this is dangerously smooth. I was astounded. Like, if I'm drinking this and sitting down, which I am now, I'm a little concerned about what happens when I'm done sitting down.
I mean, tequila is like the one thing I think I've purchased that I will gladly go for the celebrity endorsed stuff. As you know, Mike, I had a pretty rough night in Vegas once, thanks to Cabo Wabo and Sammy Hagar's tequila, because that gentleman on the screen along with me had to make sure I got back to the hotel room and we didn't go to jail.
That was a big night. Somehow we weren't arrested.
Right now is where I'm regretting telling the people I interviewed with how to watch our podcast tonight.
Oops. Well, are we ready to get into it, Matt?
Yeah, I think so. Real quick, though, shout out Dave Pate. We're glad you're here, buddy. And then, Amy, of course, Amy is bringing along. Man, the comments are moving real slow tonight. Matt might have to close out some windows so this goes a little bit faster.
Can't have the next hamster open.
Amy's got her son, Micah. So,
Mike or Mika?
Oh, I don't know, because Mika. Maybe Amy, spell it out. How do you
like phonetically? Yeah.
Yeah, how are we supposed to say that? Because we do both like Mike in high school. We were huge fans of Mika, the singer.
Right. Yeah.
I thought that was the classic spelling of Micah. So that's probably us doing a bad job as friends with Amy of not knowing the answer to that. But here's Matt closing out some windows in the back. So Mike, if you wanna get this show rolling,
yeah, let's talk some wrestling. Matt, it's I don't know. It's something, we do talk the Wednesday Night Wars every week. We go back and forth on NXT and AEW, but we also like to open the show with big news. And I got to say, for big news, we've been rumbling and grumbling and whining and pouting. And finally, it looks like AEW has heard our prayers. The gods above have decided to, throw us a bone. We've suffered like Job for, a whole year plus watching this program. Where's our women's wrestling? Matt, it sounds like our prayers have been answered. We had not one, but two women's segments. My God. Outside of what was a fantastic match, and it's easily going to be making the top three in some capacity, Serena Deeb and Thunder Rosa going at it again. We also got to expand on that feud with Brandi Rhodes. We got to, see the Doctor, Britt Baker, make a cameo. We got to see her cronies make a cameo. I don't know why it's still such a tough thing to do. I got to say, Matt, that one thing I thought was going to happen that we didn't quite get, and it's going to, segue into another item we're going to talk about here. But looking at the clock on Monday night, and you saw it was like 10:24, and Drew McIntyre was coming out in all his bare-chested, kilted glory, and you thought, my God, maybe he is going to win the title because they're about to give him 30 minutes of TV time. When I saw Thunder Rosa come storming out at about 9:24, I thought, my God, is she really going to close out AEW tonight? And she didn't. But at least they got a couple commercials, Matt. It wasn't just picture-in-picture either. They got real television segments that JR had to call. Embarrassingly enough,
always unfortunate when that. It's bittersweet because it's more things that you have to hear him say, but also, plus side for the women's division.
It's a little bit, what would be best is like, we have like holograms of like Freddie Mercury and Tupac. We should just do holograms of JR, calling his good matches, like in the late 90s. But
that was gross. Continue.
Yeah. So I had a lot of Wendy's today. So Wendy's and tequila, I'm really feeling it. But no, I just wanted to make sure we touched base on AEW, giving us not just matches, which, yeah, I know you guys can book a 5 to 7 minute match, but we actually got some stories. It looks like we're building towards, some feuds. And it looks like one of the big ones is going to be the Doctor, Britt Baker, and Thunder Rosa. Matt, this is something we've been clamoring for, and we're finally going to get it. How do you feel?
I mean, this is where we start to celebrate, right? Because let's go back to someone that we are trying to get as a guest on the show, Kristen Ashley, who runs Bell to Bells. Since she got the answer from Cody Rhodes, where she said, "Where's the story with women's wrestling?" And Cody pretty much said, "Story schmory, you don't need that." And that is verbatim. No, I'm just kidding. But Cody, just kind of shooed that away, and I thought that was extremely disrespectful to the entire division. And who knows what is really going on there? Because Cody put this brand together with these notions of wrestling is for everyone. So again, there's always that. Is it just a PR move? And that's where you start to get mad at Cody. That's where you start to fight back. And we fought pretty hard, especially the last couple weeks. And we saw the ramifications where AEW came back at us for the first time since sharing and talking about their content. They told us to stop. And that was because we got so critical. I wonder if, I know there's people that come out pretty hard and they just swear, go on those wild tirades against AEW. And it's only because of WWE fandom. Now, from our perspective, we hate both companies. we just want good wrestling, and we're here to support the wrestlers. So I think from that perspective, we're seen as a bigger threat because we have such a level head, and we aren't. We want to see the best. So I guess we play the game all the time with the WWE. Are things better than they were yesterday? And this is something with AEW where they are taking small steps, but you can't poo-poo on the steps in the right direction. So all of that wrapped into one big comment. I feel like I'm rambling just like in my interviews earlier today. Jesus.
There you go.
All that wrapped into one, my one thought is it is getting better, but you absolutely need to see more. We need to see some of this stuff actually. We need to see it come to fruition, and then for us to be happy, it's got to happen again. This can't be treated as, well, we did it. Time to focus on Kenny and Moxley for 6 months.
Well, speaking of women and the women division, Matt, we're going to jump from AEW, go to NXT. Io Shirai and Rhea Ripley brought the mostly empty house down. But, it's not their fault. It's COVID. Matt, Rhea was kind of had the head bowed. We kind of looked like a moment of reflection, some introspective thought. Matt, hot tag. Here it comes. Matt's hot tag.
Oh, right. I forgot I made a video.
Matt made a graphic. Here we go. Hot tag. Yeah. Matt, did we just see Rhea Ripley's farewell match in NXT?
I hadn't thought about it until I saw your chat with online on Twitter, which is funny is because we just
Warren Hayes?
Yeah, we just mentioned his significant other, Kristen Ashley. So, and he also might be joining us soon. We just tease both of those. It'll be one long conversation with both of those wonderful wrestling folks. And you know what? Let me throw this out there. We're very critical of other wrestling media types that are out there, but these are two people I think that if you listen to their content, they actually love and appreciate this stuff. And like we mentioned with Kristen, she's actually getting real scoops. So the real people to follow here, unlike some of the folks that just try to ram a fork in your side to make you angry. Anywhoozles, yeah, this was that once I saw that conversation, I decided, this was the end. And Rhea is most definitely filling a spot on the Survivor Series roster. I think that's what we're seeing. And I think the women's division is, I don't think they're in desperate need of it, but I think it's going to be a welcome addition. And I think it's really going to. How long have we been talking about the NXT women's division being one of the arguably the best divisions in pro wrestling? I mean, you could start talking about the AEW tag division, although they do get a lot of TV time. It is pretty top heavy, where the NXT women's division is just one of the most balanced. Anybody could go, fight in the main event, and it's going to be good. Not a lot of, we're not seeing botches when people are over trying, which is an issue I'm seeing with some of the, once you get to the halfway point with the AEW tag division and start going lower, that's where those problems start to pop up a little too much, and it starts to get messy. But if you start to spread that around, it's still WWE, so it's not like it's a huge deal now. Now that we've seen the way that NXT gets treated in the mind of Vince McMahon, Jesus, how many onions or layers of the onion am I going through right now? But ultimately, it's just something that they should have done a while ago because Rhea was already on her way up. And, the conversations popped up again about, was it the right move for her to lose at WrestleMania? And I think to her own star power to say, like, why is she ready for the main roster? Is that despite all that, she's still at the top of the women's division in NXT. And we had no problem with her winning last night. There wasn't an issue of, gosh, she lost to Charlotte. I just can't believe this anymore. And that goes to show maybe it was an okay booking decision because, Rhea's in her early 20s. Charlotte isn't exactly old, but she's at that point where you want to start pushing her to the top of the division and keep her up there for a long period of time. And maybe that's how you do that, is have her take down the youngins. But anyway, the main point here, Rhea is most definitely coming up. She's shown her star power. She's shown the ability to lose the big one and still be a prominent figure. So
yeah,
I just don't want to see her come up to the main roster and them go, and have them say like she can take another big loss, because now that's going to be quite a few in a row. So you don't want to do that, but it's a good move for her.
Yeah, it's just that roster's so deep. She could just get lost in the shuffle because you want to make sure everybody's developing and getting at bats. Okay, Rhea, Candice, Chelsea Green, Dakota Kai, Ember Moon, Indy Hartwell, Io Shirai, Catanzaro, who I like. They still have Mercedes Martinez down there. Mia Yim, she's kind of in retribution. Then you got Raquel Gonzalez, Scarlett, Shotzi, Tegan, and Xia Li. Like, I ran out of fingers. That's how many competent women, and I'm only naming about half of them. There's still the other half of the roster that's still in double A ball instead of triple A.
This conversation got me thinking, like, oh my gosh, we have to talk Kaylee Ray versus Piper on NXT.
Kaylee Ray, yeah, right. NXT UK. We don't have enough time for all this.
I put it in the notes, damn it.
Yeah, this women's roster, it's going to be fine without Rhea. It's just what we always say when people get the call up. Are they going to be booked? Are they not even to be on TV? Are they going to be booked? Looking at you, Aleister Black, Apollo Crews is suddenly gone. Just the list is exhaustive. We don't want to necessarily dive into that, but just before we move away from the women's division, we got some good news, Matt. Becky Lynch put out some pregnant pictures on Instagram. Matt, it's good news there. We also got another Shield member, Jon Moxley, also going to be a dad. What happened, Matt? How come these guys leave the Shield and they don't use protection anymore? What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious that it was something that we made fun of Roman, Seth, and Dean for, was wearing those vests. And I think, Mike, what we're seeing is that they actually were protective. They were just right. This was protecting whoever their lovely ladies were. Absolutely. From their demon team.
I would go so far as to say they were contraceptive vests.
Yes. You know what's funny? I was trying to think of that goddamn fucking word and I couldn't think of it.
I had a feeling.
Mike, you know what they are? They're protecting the wieners from the vaginas. No.
Let me parachute in and elevate this conversation. Contraceptive, boy. And I just parachuted right out.
I'm a huge fan of the Anthony Jeselnik podcast, and he, for the first time in me ever consuming his content and stand-up, he also did a Durr moment on his podcast today. So I've decided it's okay if I start to do it, because he's like the most cool, calm, calculated performer I've ever seen. So if he went Durr today on his podcast, I can now do it.
Well, at least you guys have one thing in common. Matt, Drew McIntyre is WWE Champion again. He debuted, like we talked about earlier. He's got a cool new entrance. Matt, there's fireballs galore. He's in a sexy blue kilt, and he's got a big old honking claymore that he swings around. Matt, I got a hot take question for you.
Shoot it at me.
I don't want to just hear that, we're not.
I should have said, come at me. Damn it.
I don't just want to hear, I didn't like it. Why do you think we took the belt off McIntyre to begin with?
I didn't like it.
It's settled.
And
I want to pose the question to Dave and Amy and Micah, if they're still out there. Why do you think that if we're just going to give it back to Drew, why did they take it from him in the first place?
Well, I don't want to steal anybody's thunder, so I'm jumping in here, but it's got to be just to increase that title count. I mean, eventually we're getting John Cena versus Randy Orton to break the record, I think. I mean, it makes sense. These two guys have pretty much been neck and neck the whole time. I think we want it. I know I want it. I think as a whole in pro wrestling, like it's turned into one of those things where you can start to see it. So you I don't know if it's you want it more, but once you can start to visualize it in pro wrestling, it becomes your own idea. And even though we all share it, we have so much ownership in it. And we're going to be like, I was the first one that said Randy Orton and John Cena are going to fight to break Ric Flair's record. But I mean, how many times have we seen that? I mean, also, how upset do we get when we put together a timeline of how someone's going to become a champion, and then that breaks somewhere in the middle? We get so angry because we want to see those things come together. I think this one makes sense for the WWE to say, look, we built the two of the best superstars with our training, our development, and they're two of the best ever. And they're going to fight at our biggest show ever to break the record of that old fart that has I think they recognize that Ric Flair is Ric Flair. But John Cena and Randy Orton are WWE, right? So if they can make that change, I think they're going to go for it. So I'm guessing that's why.
Matt, who do you think, Undertaker got to choose Lesnar to topple him at WrestleMania? Who would Flair pick to break his record? Would he pick Randy?
We all think it was going to be John Cena, and Randy Orton will be the one to win. Right?
All right. Well, I mean, they were in a group together, right? But Randy did kick Ric Flair's head off. No animosity for that. I don't know. I don't think it will be John, because I think John is just totally in give back to the company mode. So I think he would include Randy Orton in that give back.
So Amy's right here with us. Title count plus taking the title from Orton cements Drew's legacy. I really, really like that thought. And it's not just me being a fan of Drew McIntyre, but Amy, this is, I'm not saying this to blow smoke or anything, but we've been talking wrestling for how many years now, the two of us or the three of us? This is one of the best points you've made, because this really does set up now an amazing main event at Survivor Series, because now you have two of the best champions I think the WWE has been able to put on TV in a long time. Two guys that are all about the business, and they're doing amazing work in the ring. And like, Mike, have we ever had two main event champions? I'm talking like when we had the World Heavyweight title too. Two guys holding the titles, right? Where I think everybody's on board with them holding the titles, I'm pretty sure. But they're also doing amazing work, like near flawless at this point. Like, especially on Roman's side. But Drew, being the face, where that is one of the most difficult jobs as a champion, is to be the face and still be interesting. Near flawless on both their parts. I just, like, this is it. Like, we could be watching the clash of two titans at Survivor Series. We're going to talk about it in a little bit, but honestly, this doesn't even, thanks to Amy, this isn't even part of the show.
I mean, when Drew got that gift bag of old McIntyre swag from Sheamus, if it didn't move a little, if you didn't have some blood going to the extremities when he opened that up and pulled out the old gear, and he was presented with a giant two-handed sword that he's large enough to wield with one hand. He's whoever's writing for him. I know some characters get like specific writers or writing teams to like help put their stories together. Yeah, they are just going on all cylinders right now with Drew and Roman. I love Amy's idea that it helps cement Drew for not just being champion, but he got to defeat and pin Randy Orton clean to become a 2-time champion. And I guess it's almost like this company. I don't know. Again, I'm still not quite sure why. I love the ideas. I guess I don't know why they would. To really make Drew look good, we need to have him lose and then win again. But it's ultimately going to get us an end game that I think a lot of people are going to be excited about. It's something that they've been doing a really good job of at Survivor Series. If we got to see like Daniel Bryan go up against Brock, or AJ, and kind of matches like that. Clashes between the shows. I'm so excited for Survivor Series. I don't know why we keep reading articles that say it's going to be underwhelming. I'm like giddy to watch Roman and Drew McIntyre have one battle. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, and we'll get into it too. I think once you and I start diving into this, there's still some opportunity to like figure out what the big surprises are going to be. All right, so moving down the list here, Mike. We don't need to really dive deep into this. We'll kind of handle this the same way we do our NXT versus AEW, but you guys need to do yourself a favor and watch one of the more brutal hardcore matches. Kaylee Ray and Piper Niven just absolutely destroyed each other, getting chains involved, chairs and tables involved for the ending of the match. Mike, we talked about it at the top of the show. I mean, this was something where they used this match not only to tell an amazing, I guess, between the bells story. Got way outside of the ring, so it's not an in the ring story anymore. But they also are telling stories for what's going to happen next for these two characters in the match, characters that interfered in the match. I mean, this really was something that they took time and plotted out. And it started with stories being told weeks before, stories being told in this very show. This match to me was an easy A, and you guys need to go do yourself a favor. I know we watch a lot of wrestling every week, but this NXT UK main event of Kaylee Ray, who's one of the most underrated champions, I think, in pro wrestling right now. I think if you're ignoring her, you're doing yourself a disservice. But Piper, man, she was all over my social media before she got into NXT, and she's showing off all the reasons why she got that job. And again, A, I'm not going to say A+, but A. And let's keep on rolling.
Yeah, we got to do one more quick hitter before we get into your game. I'm really excited to play. Are we actually going to say goodbye to The Undertaker this Sunday? And Matt, follow-up question. Is he coming out in gear? Or is he coming out with a stack of pancakes in his dad jeans? Matt, what's he wearing?
I mean, this is going to spoil our Survivor Series conversation, but I absolutely think he's going to fill that empty spot on the men's elimination match. I think they have. Is there one? Oh, you know what? No, there isn't one superstar left because they announced The Fiend was going to take that spot.
They actually, there is a spot for the women's Survivor Series match.
There we go. That's right.
I think there might be two spots if he and Michelle want to go out there. That'd be pretty cool.
This is actually pretty disappointing for me to realize that I already saw The Fiend was getting inserted into that match, and I was like, oh, right, there's still a TBD on there? Not anymore. Anyways, I mean, it would be pretty sweet if he got involved in some way. I think to answer the question, are we saying goodbye to The Undertaker? If you watched him on Hot Ones today, he said, is there anything else I'm going to do? Like, that was his sign off on the show.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine The Undertaker's going to say that and not have something else on the list, because I know that Survivor Series is where he started, but I mean, the guy owns WrestleMania. There's got to be one more, right? I mean, they're going to set something else up here that I know he said he doesn't want to do cinematic matches anymore, but I think that just means he's not going to carry himself through another 10 of these. I think he's got one more, and that'll be it. It just seems so weird that they're going to have all of these years where The Undertaker is like, oh, will he, won't he? And then all of a sudden it's just, oh, right, we're going to say goodbye. I hope you were paying attention because this is it. Just seems too out of the blue.
I'm hoping that, like, the Shawn Michaelses and the Triple H's of the world, they just take them by the hand and say, let's just end it full circle. You debuted at Survivor Series. This is where you can just hang them up, and everyone will be excited. Get one last choke slam in there, and then just ride off. And nobody will think any less of you if you don't ever wrestle again, because your resume is so absurdly overqualified to have the highest accolades of basically any professional wrestler ever, there's nothing for you to prove. We were one of the best, and you also are Amy's dad, so that's pretty cool. Speaking of the Undertaker, Matt, I think that you have a game ready for us here. Is that true?
That is true, Mike. We've got another exciting game of Undertaker's Time is Up. That looks a lot cooler on the YouTube videos because I actually have music underneath the layer so it can play while I'm talking right now. So right now you hear music. Yeah, so subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss a thing. We're just the brothers of discussion.
There's music there, music everywhere.
Mike got his invite today to the page, so maybe Mike will start putting up some content. Let's start taking live YouTube videos at work. All right, let's play this game. Mike, do you remember what's going on? Because I am going to...
A little bit. I know Undertaker's involved. I know you took an hour and a half to name the categories, so yeah, it's very... Very Alex Trebek of you. Rest in peace.
Don't think Alex had a lot to do with the Jeopardy questions, but I appreciate it.
What? I heard that he was just sitting there, just coming up with them all day.
He comes up with 200 questions. All right, Mike. The way that we play Undertaker's Time is Up is you ultimately have to tell me who did the Undertaker face. Now you have clues at your disposal, and they start at one clue you start with. You are going to decide how many clues it takes for you to get to the end. You will have up to 5 clues for each match, but once you use 5, you can't go to that well again. All right? So to that end, I'm going to be keeping track if you do hit 5, when you hit 4, when you hit 3 clues, 2, and 1.
All right.
Now, ultimately, it'll be your choice if you hear the category name and you don't need any more clues, you just go right ahead and guess. So that's how we're going to play this today. You're not picking categories. I'm picking them for you.
Oh, okay.
Are you, Mike, are you ready to play Undertaker's Time is Up?
Bong. Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Mike, category number 1 for you. Remember, your other 4 clues are the description of the match, the pay-per-view, the year, and the Meltzer star rating. So if you need a second clue, you're getting the Meltzer star rating. If you need a third clue, you're getting the year. 4th clue is the pay-per-view. 5th clue, you're only going to get 1 time.
Oh, fuck.
Is the description of the match.
Oh, my God. Really?
Yep.
Oh. Well, okay, here we go.
Here we go. Mike,
here we go.
Category number 1 is called Hickenbottom Didn't Mean to Do That.
Hickenbottom, huh?
Yep. I think we might know where this is going. You have an idea of someone that's involved in this match, I have to say. I'll put that out there.
All right, so I got to think there's a guy who can see in 2 directions at once involved in this match.
There's a guy involved in this match who currently has blocked the Brothers of Discussion, so you're fine to say that because he's not watching right now.
He's watching 2 other things right now.
If anybody knows in the comments, throw it out there because I want to see. But Mike, let me know if you need clue number 2.
So all I know is that Shawn Michaels is involved somehow, but not necessarily that he's fighting the Undertaker, right?
Mm-hmm. And remember what the clue says. Hickenbottom didn't mean to do that.
I don't think it's going to help me very much, but what's the next thing? Is it Meltzer?
Yep.
No, that's not going to do a lot for me. Shit. What's the third one?
You get the year.
All right, give me 2 and 3.
You got 3 stars from Dave Meltzer, and the year is 1997.
Wow. Was it Undertaker versus Diesel?
Ooh. No,
Was I a little late in history?
96 was Diesel heading over to WCW.
Damn it.
All right. So this is tough. I don't know if I should take away your 3 clue guess because you didn't get it. Do you want a 4th clue? All
right, give me a 4th clue.
All right. You ready? The 4th clue is your pay-per-view. It is SummerSlam. SummerSlam 1997, 3 stars from Dave Meltzer. And the clue is Hickenbottom didn't mean to do that. It is an Undertaker match.
Was Undertaker fighting at SummerSlam Stone Cold Steve Austin?
No.
Damn it.
You want the 5th clue?
I don't know if I want to waste my 5th clue on this one.
Think about it. You want to get all 5 of these right.
All right. Yeah, give me the 5th one.
All right. The Undertaker and Redacted unfortunately didn't meet that much during their careers. As the 2 biggest babyfaces in the company for years, WWE just didn't book big babyface versus babyface matches often. They did have one really memorable match anchoring SummerSlam with a grueling contest that showcased the individual brilliance of both men. I'm just going to give this to you. Shawn Michaels was the special guest referee, and his chair shot intended for Redacted would set up another match on the greatest matches of Undertaker's career list. So, Shawn Michaels and Hickenbottom didn't mean to do that, collided with someone's skull.
A big guy wrestler?
A big old baby face in 1997.
A big old baby face.
Not like a giant baby, not like a physically giant baby face. Just
Are
you ready to tap on this one? Because we might go 2 hours on this episode.
I'm tapped. I don't know who this is.
All right, your 5 clues are gone, Mike. That was Bret Hart.
Oh.
Yep.
Wow, I can't even picture them fighting each other.
Chair shot goes in the wrong direction. Michaels is all upset. I remember seeing it in the WWE video game. All right, tell you what, Mike, I will reorder this so that you get the description second. How's that?
Okay. That helps me. I'm basically until the 4th clue. All right, what do you got, man? I gotta redeem myself.
Now this clue. Here's the thing. I thought that category was easy. This category is very hard. Right. You've got Matthias and Mr. Black in a triple threat. So you've got 2 people to come up with in this match that the Undertaker faced. Now, if you are huge fans of the 2 guys in this match, you know who Matthias and Mr. Black are in reference to their film career. So that's where that category comes from. I'm realizing now how difficult this category name is, but Matthias and Mr. Black in a triple threat. So one of the members of that triple threat is the Undertaker. All right.
Right. The Undertaker. All right.
I'm going to tell you the other name I had for this match, and you're going to be so mad that I didn't pick this as the category name. All right. So that's your first clue. Are you ready for clue number 2?
Yeah.
All right. Clue number 2 is 4.5 stars from Dave Meltzer.
Wow.
So this could go down as one of the greatest triple threat matches of all time.
Oh my God.
Ready for number 3?
Yeah, I need it.
This was a classic triple threat match between 3 of the biggest stars of the 21st century. A fun match to go back and watch. All 3 men were arguably at the peak of their careers and delivered a memorable brawl that encompassed all the good stuff about that era. Big names, wild brawls, exciting spots, and thrilling finishes, with The Undertaker just late breaking up the pin, costing him the world title. I have a feeling I'm going to need to say the year of the pay-per-view. I'm going to happily do that because you didn't get the last one right. So,
what do you got?
Vengeance 2002. Triple threat with The Undertaker. Mike, do you want the other category name I was going to give this match? It's a lot easier.
Yeah.
I was going to call it The People Want Elbows and Ankles.
He was in a triple threat with, is that The Rock and Kurt Angle?
Yeah.
Man. Matthews and Mr. Black? What the hell does that mean?
Mr. Black is from that movie that we watched with Kurt Angle as a movie star.
Oh my God. Get out of here with that reference.
As the Scorpion King.
It's it?
Yeah. All right.
Wow. I gotta go back and watch that one. I don't think I've ever seen that match.
Let's since this game is complete, we've got 6 clues on the last one, so we'll play one more round and then we'll move on. This last category, Mike, is called Put Out to Pasture. It's called Put Out to Pasture. If you're familiar with the phrase's definition, this should be incredibly easy. Okay. Are you ready for any more clues, or you want to take a stab at it? You want to take a stab?
Come on.
Really stab.
What else you got? Give me some clues.
5 stars.
Okay. More.
While their encounter the previous year is more of a memorable match, there's a real argument that the sequel was better.
I disagree. It was my old buddy Lincoln Bottom,
Shawn Michaels,
having almost as good a match as the year before. I don't know why anyone says the second one was better. The first one was way better.
Well, they're saying the encounter the previous year was more memorable, right? I don't know. Anyways,
well, they said,
all right, Mike, you got it.
I got one. Woo!
Yay!
That game was hard as shit.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. You want to do one more?
How much time we got? Well, no, we'll get it next. I kind of cheated on that one, and we'll save those for next week.
All right. Moving on, Mike. We could do our quick hits on the Wednesday Night Wars because we also have to do Survivor Series.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
All right, so we got to do our top 3 of each show. Matt, it's AEW. It's NXT. They're both on Wednesdays. Going at each other. Matt, AEW on the ratings war. Who cares about the ratings war? Not these guys. Looking at both shows, Matt, I think NXT won this week, Matt. Are you in agreement on that one?
Yeah, I loved NXT this week. I thought this was. I mean, you had a match of the year candidate. I have no problem saying that. So, absolutely, they should win. They should win this week. So you're.
All right, I'm ready.
All right.
All right. That means moment number 3. Be the Machine, Brian Cage and Starks going up against Cody and Darby Allin. The match was it was a Stone Cold. It was good and nice. It was just yeah. Stone Cold's favorite adjectives. If you've never listened to his podcast. They swerved us. Will Hobbs came out to rescue a poor prone Cody Rhodes. Oh no. But that bastard Will Hobbs, he was tricking us the whole time. And just like Mantis and Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy, Will Hobbs, now he puts on his mean face. So now he's bad. Matt, moment number 3 for NXT.
Ooh. That was rough to do all those changes right there. All right, number 3 for NXT is I'm going to go, as much as I want to say the blindfold match, just because I love Dexter Lumis, you have to love the first couple of segments that Leon Ruff got. He gets to hold on to the North American title. We're always fans of the storyline getting pushes, I don't know, or getting pushed into the next week. So Damian Priest is now heavily involved in this, and Leon Ruff slapped the shit out of Damian Priest. And because I hate that character so much and Damian Priest, I want more. So the more slaps we get out of Leon Ruff, the better. So unfortunately, what I think this is going to lead to is Damian Priest either helping Leon Ruff lose or him not being there to help Leon and Johnny getting his title back. But whatever's going on, this is fantastic. And it's a good way to help boost up Damian Priest and his character and give him something else to do besides just sitting around being a dick. And Johnny Gargano is the human meme right now. So everything that happens to him, he turns up the reactions to 11, and they're all beautiful, and I love them, and that's my number 3.
Sounds good. My moment number 2. Here's what I'm going to say. Pac had his return match. I don't think he had a single atom of ring rust. He looked just as fluid as he did 8 months ago, which is how long it's been since we saw the bastard. And he got to fight the Blade, who, what a hand. Like a ring hand, where this guy just comes in and he doesn't get really any fanfare. The Butcher and the Blade rarely win matches. It's just every time he goes out there, he does such an excellent professional job. Maybe not since Eric Young have we seen that kind of professionalism just kind of go, uncredited. But ultimately, Matt, we're going to get a feud with Pac and Eddie Kingston. And I got to say, Eddie made that corny line that you've heard your grandma probably tell you once or twice when you were sad about something as a little baby. Oh, here's the world's tiniest violin. See if you can hear it. Eddie Kingston made that sound like a tough guy phrase because of his cool New Yorker accent. And also his enthusiasm and delivery of the phrase. But I think we need to start challenging him. If he can get over world's tiniest violin, I would like to see him, handle like a Roman Reigns, 2015 promo where he has to say "suffering succotash" and make that sound cool. I would also like to hear him do a cover of the awful Finn Balor promo where he said, "Yeah, when the mice are away, the cats will play," or something. "Kitty, kitty, meow, meow." And I don't know what he was going on about, but I would love to hear Eddie Kingston's take on the cats away, the mice will play. Matt, moment number 2 for NXT.
Number 2 is, again, great match mixed with some great storytelling because we're going to get Ciampa and Thatcher. I don't know when, but it's coming soon, and I'm really stoked because this is something where everybody knows the 2 guys I love the most right now in NXT are Dexter Lumis, Timothy Thatcher. Those 2 guys, I hope, form some sort of feud and fight forever. I want to see a Keith Lee, Dijakovic type of connection or relationship, a Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn type of thing going on here. These 2 guys belong together. They're going to help elevate this brand. This is perfect for NXT right now, where they have a great North American Championship story. They have Finn Balor coming back, and we'll talk about dealings with Pat McAfee someday. It's not going to make my top 3 today, and that'll be fun. But or I guess Pete Dunne is more likely, not Pat McAfee. But what you have is some guy in Timothy Thatcher that is so good at wrestling, is so interesting, that he's selling something that is so far from a championship discussion. And it's really just about, I'm going to keep proving myself. And anybody that comes up to him, every match has been, I'm going to prove myself to Timothy Thatcher. Like he's developed this character where people want to challenge him. And it's so unique and wonderful. I mean, it parallels with the idea of what The Undertaker was at WrestleMania. But I absolutely hope that Ciampa's at this point where he can take some losses, because this is him losing to Thatcher is going to elevate this roster to a whole nother level, where if you can imagine Timothy Thatcher in the main event conversation, we know he's headed that place, but he needs that signature win. We talk about it all the time, and he hasn't gotten it yet. And I think that would be that signature win where you go, this guy's ready. And we know he does hot promos. We know he does great in-ring work. It's just a matter of time. This could be it. That's why it's so exciting. Mike, you were dishonorable mention for AEW this week.
Yeah, usually I like the Inner Circle. This week it was just a little much. I don't know. We inducted Elvis into the Inner Circle. There was a person in a diaper was a big, to do. Maybe I got old from last week. Maybe when you hit 33 in an extra week, you've seen enough. It was okay. It wasn't my favorite. But I'll say moment number 1 is always preceded by the dishonorable mention. Moment number 1, It's no contest. It was Thunder Rosa and Serena Deeb. For all the reasons we talked about before. It wasn't just that, the women cut a pretty flawless physical match. They had time to tell a story. They were able to take, not just like finish a story. I mean, they were able to have an elongated story for a longer women's match than we're accustomed to receiving on TNT programming. And then ultimately at the end, Thunder Rosa lost because of other people's agendas. So that means that we're not just having a conclusion of this match, we're actually propelling a story forward. We're not just going to musical chairs these women into, matches every week. It sounds like there's actually some sort of narrative starting to formulate. And I couldn't be more excited. So there's no way anything else is going to top that moment number one for me. But Matt, the NXT dishonorable mention this week. What do you got for us?
So this is tough because I saw people online didn't exactly enjoy like the Kushida match. I did like that quite a bit. The blindfold match too, just for me hits another level because that is uber storytelling. That is Cameron Grimes just showing the fear he has for Dexter Lumis, and that's another like so far away from a title conversation type of feud building there. But it's still fucking great. Like Cameron Grimes, I gotta say, like Dexter Lumis, I think we're all falling in love with as a character and as a fighter, and his in-ring style is so unique. But Cameron Grimes, I really do think like he is proving himself to be on that MJF level, that Miz level each week that he goes out there. And everybody, you got to jump on this train. You got to jump on the bandwagon because Cameron Grimes is real deal. But that being said, the dishonorable mention probably just it has to be the fact that the end of the night wasn't Io and Rhea Ripley, and there was some Pat McAfee stuff thrown in there. That could have just gone on first thing of the night. I'm not one that hates Pat McAfee, but there was an easy decision to end the night, and that is where my number one moment comes in. Mike, match of the year candidate. You can't fight it. At least on the night, you can't fight that this is the number one moment of the entire Wednesday Night Wars, and this could very well go down as one of our most memorable on a Wednesday NXT episode championship match. I don't know if I'm putting too many asterisks on there because it'll be memorable for so much less. Really just a memorable wrestling match, and I think that's the best thing you could say about this is that's all you ever want. It didn't need a championship tied to it. It didn't need the idea that this was probably Rhea Ripley's last match. And now we do have that idea planted in our mind that was that last match. What it did need was a moment where Io and Ripley could really, I'm going to say go to town on each other because I can't think of a better phrase. But I mean, two of the best women's wrestlers in the business right now should, and when you talk about PWI top whatevers, they should be at the top of those lists. I'm a huge fan of both of their work. Anybody that's a fan of the show knows that. You and I are both huge fans, so you get that extra rub in that regard of where I'm ranking this as a match of the year candidate, where I'm ranking it number one on the show. It's because I love the two of them so much. I'm gonna push it up the rankings, but I think everybody would agree this is one of those matches that you go out and seek. Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. You probably watch that a few times a year. You watch the big pops. You watch those a couple times a year. Now we've got Edge at the Royal Rumble. Probably be the last big pop we ever get to watch. But in regards to wrestling, you are going to go back and watch this match. It was that damn good. Mike, boom goes the dynamite.
Just before we get into Survivor Series, we missed Dave trying to bail me out. He had some guesses. He had Undertaker versus Ted DiBiase, Undertaker versus Yokozuna. Those are better guesses than whatever the hell I was mumbling about. So I appreciate you trying, Dave. You're sort of closer than what I had.
Dave, next time we play, just cheat for Mike and send him some in the comments. Just start Google searching years and slide
into those DMs, Dave. I need some help, man. I was getting killed. And then he has Roman beating Drew. I liked what Drew said. Yeah, I liked what Drew said at the end of Raw when he said, "Save me a place at the table. I'm having some snicky snacks or something." I don't know what he said, but whoever wins that match, I won't be upset. But anyway, we're gonna get you all ready for Survivor Series, man. We're gonna try and do it in about 10 minutes. Here we go.
You just started with the championship match.
We started with the championship match. That's okay.
You should have saved that comment. All right, Drew McIntyre is going to get some interference, I think, from Randy Orton. I think that feud isn't done. So Randy's going to crash the party. Drew is going down. They have to do something in this. We're all excited to watch this, but I don't think it's time for a clean victory for either one of these guys. Roman maybe could take a clean loss, but Drew McIntyre absolutely can't. So there has to be some shenanigans here. Set up something to do a tag match where Jay and Roman versus, I don't know, Randy and Drew. That doesn't make any goddamn sense. Anyway, hey, nobody said I'm Teddy Long, all right?
Give me, I like the interference idea. That's why I don't think this match is going to main event. I think it's probably going to be one of the 5-on-5s. But it's I can't think of I can't believe I'm going to say this. There was we have the Fiend always in play, and we talked about when he was the champion all the different matchups we wanted to see. And I can honestly say in my heart of hearts right now, I would rather watch Drew versus Roman than the Fiend versus Drew or the Fiend versus Roman. And I can't believe I'm saying that, but the way these two guys have been built as credible faces of their respective brands, I'm like giddy for this match. And as much as I love the Fiend, Matt, I have a pink tank top for the Fiend. I have his glow in the dark T-shirt that I think was for children, but I found a boy's extra large husky just for me. I'm still more excited to see Drew and the Tribal Chief.
No, I have nowhere to take that because I think obviously I'm excited for anything Drew McIntyre. And then we both picked our winners being Roman Reigns. So Dave threw in there Randy Orton can't interfere. David, are you saying you don't want him to, or are you saying there's an actual match stipulation where Randy can't interfere? Because as far as I know, he can. I'm not sure.
They're gonna post a big sign that says "No snakes allowed." Turn away, Viper. All right.
You've got Asuka versus Sasha Banks again. Now this is one I think that you could pick Asuka to go down. I think if we don't want it to just strictly be interference top to bottom, maybe Bayley gets involved. I don't think so. It could be a possibility of like Rhea Ripley making an appearance. Maybe Charlotte's coming back to make her challenge to one of these ladies. I'll just say I am okay if Asuka goes down. I think if you look at the list of things that Asuka's been able to do, I think we can finally pull away from this fake message, that fake news, right? Of like Asuka isn't getting a fair shake, because I think she's hit every single potential like mark hit in pro wrestling.
I know that she's won a Royal Rumble. I know she's a multiple-time champion and tag team champion. But when is she going to get a break? You know,
David, stop disagreeing with me.
David's on the money. Dave, you're my man. I'm taking Asuka too. Boom. Me and Dave got this.
It's just, to me, Sasha's the one. You know what? I'm gonna play this dumb game. You know, you guys, Sasha's on The Mandalorian. All right, she's on a whole nother level than Asuka. Asuka's never gonna be on The Mandalorian on an English-speaking television show because
maybe
I would. I mean, I'm making
all right.
fun of,
let me throw this at
fun
you.
of the business, but
obviously, Sasha really did a bang-up job in The Mandalorian with one line of dialogue. How about this? How about Asuka also shows up on The Mandalorian, and she plays a Mother Yoda?
That'd be cool.
Who can like do a little dance and stuff? Huh?
No, I think I hope the wrestling community realizes that was a joke. And I'm making fun of the entertainment business because obviously Asuka could jump in and do anything in The Mandalorian. But I can't disagree with the idea that Asuka should win. I think I'm just saying, like, either way, I think I'm going to be happy however this match turns out, because I'm not going to be upset if Asuka wins.
I think it's funny that we're 2 matches in and we can only see it ending in a schmaz, because the high regard that we hold all 4 of these champions. I don't want to see Drew get pinned. I don't want to see Roman lose his newfound momentum. Asuka is one of my favorite humans on earth. And Sasha Banks loses every single big match. So please, for the love of God, can we protect her booking for 1 month? Jesus.
I wrote a month ago, if you guys want to check it out on bodpodcast.com, that we were in the renaissance of WWE champions. And it was basically in honor of, like, at the time it was Bayley. And again, now we have Drew McIntyre in, and he lost the championship since I wrote that article. But it was Roman, Drew, Asuka, and Bayley at the time. And I think if you switch out Sasha for Bayley, it's still at that zenith. So you're right. This is tough to pick because all 4 of these folks at the top could win, and it's because they're doing such great work. And I think something that's overlooked a lot is we ask for the best people to be put in the best position. And I think right now, this is one of those rare times where it's pretty plain to see they are in the best position. Yeah. All right, moving on, Mike. We've got the New Day and the Street Profits. I don't know if you can go wrong with this match either, but this should. I'm going to say this. I thought Sasha, because Asuka's been holding the title for so long. Sasha hasn't really won too many marquee matches. I mean, if you go back and look at her win-loss record, she'll win a title and then lose it the next night on Raw. So this would be a good opportunity for Sasha to gain some momentum and say, you know what, this isn't something where she's just going to lose the title. We're really building this title run. Anyways, Street Profits absolutely need the win over the New Day. I don't know how you could argue with that. Besides, and I'm not saying you, I'm saying like the WWE writers. The only thing that would say the New Day should win is if there was some discrepancy or the balance of wins and losses needed to be put back into place, and you kind of looked at it like if it were like the Ryder Cup, and you kind of you look at like where is Tiger Woods in the Ryder Cup for the USA team? Okay, that's an easy win. Like it could be one of those deals where it's just it's not time for the Street Profits to beat the New Day, but if we're talking about who should win, who needs that push up to the next level, it's the Street Profits. The New Day are fine. They can take a surprise loss every now and then.
I mean, I much in the way that
Dave, I swear to God, if you disagree with me one more time, oh my God,
Dave, you're on a roll, brother. On this one though, I gotta say. The New Day is so bulletproof. They could pull a Kurt Hawkins and lose, for the next 4 years, and they'd still be the most credible tag team WWE's ever put together. I don't think they need a win here. I think this is going to be about them deciding, hey, let's try and get the Street Profits over. And I got to say one scary thing, Matt. Since Big E went to the other show, the New Day promos have not quite been there. There's just a little ingredient missing, and
I'm referencing a big ingredient missing. Just gonna change his name to Big Eye.
There's some meaty men missing in this equation, Matt. And I don't know what Kofi was. I don't know why they made him go out there. This was, to bring it up for the second time in this episode, a real suffer and succotash line. But they made him go out there and call the Hurt Business the Jerk Business. And
like the pause for applause was not,
Yeah, there's they stopped for a laugh break, and that's one of the big mistakes you can make.
Everybody was putting out their Totino's pizza rolls.
You never want to do that at the open mic, because it might just be silence, and that's what this was.
Amy's picking Street Profits. Street Profits will be over full scale.
Yeah.
Thank you, Amy. That's what I'm talking about. That's the type of that's the type of stuff that you gotta have I just like the tag division and what the New Day is doing it can't be moved. You can't budge it. It's at the top. So you gotta get the Street Profits up there.
Who's by the way, one thing I really like is Xavier's hairdo right now because he looks like oh bless me.
You don't get to bless yourself.
I'm trying to
the hell out of here.
There we go. He looks like David Diggs. Playing Marquise de Lafayette in Hamilton. And I think he's deliberately going for that look because kind of the smush throw a little bit.
I know where you got that idea because when I watched Hamilton the first time, I tweeted that out and that tweet kind of blew up. So that's what you're.
Did you say that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're probably listening to me or something. That's smart. Anyway, we also have a U.S. Championship match here. Bobby Lashley is going to defend. No, he's not. He's just going to beat up Sami Zayn in a mid-card title feud. I gotta say,
the interesting. Let me just. The interesting point here is that this is the first time for a Bobby Lashley. Maybe I could say a Bobby Lashley Sami Zayn match that I've been this excited, but definitely for Bobby Lashley, like. For him to be in a match and me to be at a very high excitement level, this is probably the highest it's been.
I know sometimes in WWE they'll book things to, it's just wrestling in general. You'll book something as a palate cleanser. Is this going to be a 30-second squash for Bob over Sam?
It very well could be, and I'm kind of okay with that because that's not how Sammy wins matches. You know what, Dave? I should have guessed. That the second I said Bobby Lashley was going to win, and here comes the comment.
Dave is on a roll tonight.
Literally, the second I go, yeah, it'd be fine if Bobby Lashley would win. Boom. Dave, right in there. Sami Zayn.
Oh, man.
You know what, Dave? You know what? I'm going to write all of these down. And when I'm right on all of them, just watch.
Matt is getting ready for some receipts, let me tell you.
Dave. Literally, the second I said, yeah, Bobby Lashley's going to win, boom, Dave pops up. Sami Zayn wins.
He's like, I got this, guys. I got this. Let me put Matt in his place.
I bet, Dave, if you're a championship speed typer and you threw that in there, like you were just waiting for me to make my pick and then boom, throw it in there.
He had both of them drafted out, one on each hand, and then he just kind of put that right out there for you.
Dave says bring it. I'm keeping
bring it. Yeah, get him, Dave.
We're probably not going to be able to go live next week because it's Thanksgiving, but
yeah,
I'm keeping track. And
Dave, I'm going to say you don't have a microphone. I'm going to speak for you. Maybe there's a shot Sami Zayn wins if I don't know. Bob gets a double ACL pull or something.
Dave, if Sami Zayn wins, I want your address. Please don't post it in the comments. We're going to DM you. If Sami Zayn wins, you're getting one of these. For free. I will buy you I Listen to the Brothers of Discussion t-shirt. And if Sami Zayn wins, if Bobby Lashley wins, I guess you're fine. But
well, here's the thing. So the holiday season's coming up. Obviously, we want to deck him out with a little BOD stuff. We're going to get a mask, a sweatshirt. I'm putting it all on the line for Dave. Dave, Sami Zayn comes out with a win. I don't care how he does it, by hook or by crook. If he takes down Bob Lashley, you're getting a sweatshirt, a mask, and I think we have cozies.
No.
Okay. We don't have cozies, so you're going to get a sweatshirt and a mask. How about them apples? So we're all going to be Sami Zayn fans, except for Matt, he's a Bob Lash Marquee over there. I don't know. Matt, I just called him a Marquee. Yeah, this tequila from The Rock is pretty good stuff. We're down to the 5-on-5 matches. We've already got some picks in there. I see Amy's got her picks. Not for the 5-on-5 yet. I jumped the gun. Matt, we just got Dave. He's picking the SmackDown women. Naturally, are you picking the Raw women?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm picking the Raw women.
Dave. Matt, give us the roster real quick. Who's going up against you here?
Team Raw is Shayna, Nia, Lacey, Peyton, and Lana. So Lana's going through all right, Dave, I do want to pick SmackDown. because this whole the Raw team will not they're not going to work well together, and then the SmackDown team, Bianca Belair, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, and 2 SmackDown superstars still to be named. So I'm kind of looking at that and going, all right, you've got 3 faces to start the SmackDown team, so very likely that they're taking it, right? I mean, it's a Survivor Series match, so I'm gonna go for Raw because Dave picked SmackDown, but I see where Dave's coming from with the hot pick there. He picked it before we even got to it. He's picking the SmackDown team.
I don't know why they don't have Billy announced as one of the members, because I would want to see the Peyton Royce Billy standoff. Yeah, and Dave, he said he stole my thunder too. Would be cool to see Naomi come back. I don't know why she's warming the bench. I
mean, that's where Rhea Ripley comes in too. We're talking about her coming up to the roster. Her being on SmackDown would be huge.
Dave, you got to weigh in. Would you rather see Rhea or would you rather see Naomi come back?
You got 2 spots.
I want my Billy face off. I want Billy and Peyton face off. That's what I want. But ultimately, in all 10 of these, women, 2 of them we have to guess. How have we not talked about Ruby Riott's hot new green pixie haircut? It looks ace, my friend. Looks very good. I like it a lot. I cringe every time I think about that time her extensions fell out mid-match and they kind of had to just throw them over the side of the ring that one time. So I'm glad that she finally just showed that footage to somebody and then just cut her hair, and the look works for her. I wish that she was going to be the ultimate survivor. I'm not that delusional. I know it's going to be
Bianca Belair should be the.
It's going to be Lana. She's going to Samoan drop Nia Jax through a table, and it's going to be the greatest thing we've ever seen.
All right, folks. Well, I'm not agreeing with that one. The Men's Survivor Series.
She's been working on her squats, man. She's got this.
All right. And Dave did pick he'd rather have Naomi than Rhea Ripley.
Dave,
I'm going.
It's Rhea Ripley.
I love Naomi. I think I would go Naomi and Rhea Ripley over Billie Kay being in there, but
if Rhea's going to debut, you don't also want to see Naomi come back, because then that's going to be like, well, I want to keep the glisten, keep the shine on both of them. But if Billie comes back in more of a comedic role, then it doesn't, take away the shine of Rhea's first big main roster match.
So Mike's argument is because Billie Kay won't be an exciting addition to this match, it should be Billie Kay.
Yes. Thank you. All right, now we're down to the last match. Matt, it's something you I think I kind of ruined your idea. I spoiled it a little bit, but we're going to let you say it one more time. The men's 5-on-5 Survivor Series, traditional Survivor Series match. It's going to be Keith Lee. It's going to be Sheamus, Braun, the captain, AJ Styles, and it's not going to be Matt Riddle anymore. What happened?
Oh, right. Oh, God, I'm so dumb. Yeah, The Fiend is on the Raw team.
Wait.
Yeah. So earlier when I said that The Undertaker would be on SmackDown, I went, oh, yeah, they announced that The Fiend was going to be on the team. No, they announced that The Fiend's going to be on the Raw team. That's why The Undertaker makes sense for the SmackDown team.
Yeah, but what happened to Matt Riddle?
I don't know. He did something. I could look it up.
He's on the Raw team this past Monday. What happened?
Here's the facts, ladies and gentlemen. Mike's
Here's the facts, Jake.
That I don't want to start Googling while we're recording live. What we do know is that The Fiend is in this match. So, Mike, we already fucked up earlier, and I said that The Undertaker or The Fiend was on the SmackDown team. I meant to say he was on the Raw team. So there is still a spot to be named on the SmackDown team, and I hope it's The Undertaker. And then we might get our send-off for The Undertaker while he faces The Fiend. Just end it that way. I think that would be brilliant. Have it end. Have The Fiend turn the whole Survivor Series match into a Fiend-style cinematic match, and have him teleport The Undertaker to some other dimension, and then the two of them, duke it out. That would be I wouldn't be able to watch it because there would be gallons, Mike. Literal gallons of
excitement.
Cinnabon excitement all over my television screen. We have a new T-shirt, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to make that tonight. Gallons of Cinnabon excitement for my pro wrestling. I'm making that T-shirt. That's going to be in our shop in the next week. Gallons of Cinnabon excitement. Look out for it. There's got to be a better way to wrap that into pro wrestling. All right, Mike, you take it away. I think I said all I could say. Oh, right. So that would mean SmackDown would win because Undertaker would be on that team.
Yeah. I gotta say, I wasn't too pumped. I'm still not quite seduced by the solo capabilities of Jey Uso. Kevin Owens is just not. He's not at a point where I think he's going to win a big match. King Corbin is there to get beat up, and Seth Rollins always has other things on his mind. This looks like it should be a landslide for the men. That's the only reason I don't see the Undertaker getting involved is just because I don't see a spot for him to just be hanging out in the corner waiting for a hot tag from King Corbin. You know what I mean? Maybe he just kind of shows up and there's some injustices being done and he can choke slam some people. But I don't see Jey Uso diving across the ring or King Corbin, under the mustard gas, under the, barbed wire. I don't see him making that big hot tag to the dead man. And then the dead man holding up Baron Corbin's hands for a big, Survivor Series triumph. Dave here has the Big Show. I don't think that one's. I think that one arguably makes more sense because I can see Big Show taking a hot tag from Corbin over the Undertaker. But I just don't see it.
All right, we've got Wrestling Forever 93 says hi from YouTube. He's got a Hulkamania for his avatar on YouTube. So my man, Wrestling Forever 93. Would you rather see the Big Show? Or wait, let me rephrase that. Would you rather see the Big Show? Or do you want to see the Undertaker crash the Survivor Series match? Woo! Undertaker! Woo! All right, maybe hopefully he responds. Or he or she responds. We should I think you're supposed to default to the that's the norm now.
They. Yeah.
Oh, they.
Yeah.
It's his or he or she responds. That's it's there we go. Boom.
What does it?
There, you picked the Undertaker. See, you guys were wrong. All right, Dave's also back on board. I'm comparing which one would be more fun. So Mike, now you just look ridiculous. All right, let's wrap up the show. Mike looks like what a noob in pro wrestling. All right, check out POD podcast. I'm just kidding. The mead is strong.
My credibility is in shambles. I'll never live.
I'm never going to recover from this.
I'll never live another day without shame.
So I think it's pretty simple. If Undertaker gets involved, his team's winning. But if he doesn't get involved, I do like that Raw team. They've been fighting each other, and I think that usually wraps into the story where they can't seem to work together. So whatever happens, if Undertaker's in there or not, it's got to be Team SmackDown.
Oh. Yeah, if Undertaker pops in, which he won't, SmackDown wins. If literally anyone else shows up, Raw wins.
Whoa. All right. That's a huge statement. I'm saying SmackDown regardless. All right.
If The Rock comes back, I'm picking Raw.
Wrestling Forever. Who can forget from Death Valley? All right, we gotta wrap up, everybody. Wrestling Forever. We usually go live at 8:30, but check out the show. We're gonna repost it again on the YouTube channel. So subscribe so you don't miss a thing. You'll get the full show. We'll edit it down a little bit so it's a little bit easier to stomach. Dave, thanks for coming around.
Thanks a million, Dave.
Dave says thank you for the stuff. Dave, when Bobby Lashley wins, you get nothing. So
hold on there, Dave. Sami Zayn's got to pin Bobby Lashley now. Hold on there. Somebody's counting their free swag before it's ordered. Hold on there. Now, what we didn't tell you is that if Bobby Lashley wins, you got to buy Matt and I Hurt Business T-shirts. I don't know if we mentioned that or not. Couple of gold standard T-shirts. No, we're not going to make you do that, Dave.
We got to sail off into the sunset. We are the Brothers of Discussion. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Check us out on YouTube as the Brothers of Discussion. We do have our Red Wings Rant podcast available there as well, which is blowing up, Mike. Way bigger than this dumb old podcast.
Oh!
I'm just kidding. We're doing great on both sides. We have at BOD Podcast on Twitter. We are the Brothers of Discussion on Facebook. That's where the magic is happening. That's where our big old conversations happen in the live wrestling discussion group. I hope you guys will check it out. If you have seen us on YouTube or Twitter, the Facebook discussion group is where you can finally connect with people who are like-minded. And you're just going to enjoy, some good old memes coming at you. So find that wrestling group, get yourself attached. This is a community that's building. And don't forget to check out bodpodcast.com for our shop. As you can see, I Listen to the Brothers of Discussion has shipped to my home, so I will be wearing this for the foreseeable future. Dave, have a good one. I see the piece down at the bottom there. Everybody else, thank you for tuning in, and have a nice night.
Woo!